Hi, Paul. I thought we would meet in the conference room where it's quiet and we won't be disturbed. After our conversation earlier about the patient documentation, I became aware that you needed a learning session on the form and its use in our practice. Specifically, you need to be able to identify the component parts of the form and then to remember the required information to properly complete the form. Earlier, I gave you a copy of the form and asked you to review it and become more familiar with it. Were you able to do that? Great. That will be a good basis of this session. Can you list some of the sections of the form? That's an excellent start. Let's take some time to look at the chart together and read it over. Which sections did you remember correctly? Which ones did you miss? Yes, you were close on those sections. The ideas were the same. Okay. Does the flow of the form make sense to you? I agree. It follows very closely the initial assessment that we do for patients. And so when dealing with patients and when interacting with them and doing the assessments, you can use that flow that you've already developed as a framework for remembering the sections of the form, and that will naturally help you gather the required information. Okay. And so based on that, what kind of information do you think the chart is looking for in this section? Can you describe that for me? Okay, good. During an interaction with a patient, what kinds of questions are you asking yourself and the patient to help prepare you to fill out the form later? Those are good questions. I appreciate how you remember to use some of the same keywords from the form. Let's talk through an example. We just finished an assessment with Mrs. Smith. Think about the information you gathered through observation and through talking to her. And using that interaction, can you remember what information you would use to fill out the second section of the form? Excellent. Any questions? Okay, just a quick review. Can you list some of the sections from the form for me? Good, good. And you did better that time. You remembered more of them if we look back. And yes, you did really well. Okay, we are scheduled to see Mr. Rogers after lunch. Can you please review the form before we meet with him? That way the list will be fresh in your mind and will help you remember the sections of the form and the information that you need to gather as we talk to him. And then we will meet after we talk to him as well and just check in and see how you remembered and were able to list those. Great, thank you.